Hello everyone, I'm going to be taking you through 5 quick tips to navigate residency applications strategically. The first tip I have for everyone is to start early. The official application opens in mid-May, but deadlines will range from August to February depending on the program and depending on the specialty. Most those who will be applying for general residency, your deadlines will range usually from September to November, but there are exceptions and there are those that have earlier deadlines. For those pursuing specialties, most of your deadlines will be within the month of August, and even some will go into September. But again, this is just the average of the dates. You definitely want to make sure to cross-reference and know what your earliest deadline is, and to plan to submit about a month in advance. If you can submit a month or more before your official deadline, that's ideal because the process gets very busy as the application actually opens and as you have to prepare more materials for program directors and the program applications, which we'll talk more about in the next tip. The second tip I have for your residency applications is to be mindful of the individuals you select to represent you through your recommendations. So in the application system called PASS, you will have 2 types of recommendations you'll need to provide. One is called a professional evaluation, which is a traditional rec letter that you will select 3 to 5 faculty and or clinicians and or administrators in programs that you've been a part of that could really speak to your maturity, your reliability, your professionalism, and your clinical skills, as well as your team playing capabilities, your communication skills, and even to some extent your compassion and your ability to relate to patients and other colleagues. And what this is this really presents a balanced perspective on you as a candidate. Traditionally, residency directors and faculty will prefer faculty recommendations, or at least those affiliated with higher education, because they feel that those individuals can speak to the rigor of your current program and also identify how you would be able to transfer those skill sets to a similarly rigorous program in residency. The other type of recommendation that you are required to have is called a dean's letter, and this is an institution evaluation according to PASS. And this is an evaluation that will really just represent your academic standing within the scope of the dental school. So there will be a specific section in PASS where you will simply enter our school's information in there, and that will automatically generate follow-up on your behalf with the dean's office. For the institution evaluation, you will also have to complete a separate form on our GSDM careers page. If you have more questions about that, be sure to reach out to GSDM-CR at bu.edu. The third tip I have for you is to prepare your resume and your personal statement with your audience in mind. For the personal statement, you can submit different statements for different programs. So if you're applying to both specialty and general residency, it's very important that you create 2 different statements highlighting in both your unique interest and decision to pursue advanced education in whatever the field is that you're pursuing. So if you're pursuing an orthodontic specialty, you want to identify in your statement, why are you choosing to pursue specialty at this point in your career? If you're pursuing general residency, then you simply identify in the statement, why are you choosing at this point in your career to advance your knowledge of general dentistry? And it's very, very important to speak to your audiences directly, and that's also why PASS, the application system, allows you the opportunity to really customize and hone in on the different details that appeal to you of different programs. For the statement, you have about 1.5 pages worth of text single space that you may explore. For the resume, you have about 2 pages that you want to keep very precise and focused on the different clinical experiences you've had throughout dental school, including externships, observerships, shadowing or assisting opportunities you've had, as well as your role as a student dentist in the Patient Treatment Center at GSDM. In addition to that, you want to make sure you're also highlighting extracurriculars such as leadership, community outreach, and even additional roles that you've held within research and teaching, which will be of particular interest to specialties. The fourth tip I have for those applying to residency is to let you all know that in addition to your resume and personal statement, you will need to prepare the following additional materials as part of your application. A 2x2 photo like what you would use for LinkedIn, transcripts including undergraduate, graduate, doctoral, and any postdoctoral transcripts that you may have, as well as standardized test scores. And those can include your MBDE board examinations, GRE scores, ADAT scores, and even the CBSC for oral surgery. And these are all very important components of the application that some programs will not even review your application until they have these documents in hand, even if they've received the rest of your past application. So in tracking your programs and identifying their requirements, make sure that you note all of these details, and you also note how they want to receive this additional documentation, whether it be via email as PDFs, or they want it mailed, and if they want it mailed, do they accept it from you as the applicant, or do they require the institutions to send them directly? All of this information you can find on the IDEA Pass search engine, which you may access through Google, and look up specific program requirements, but also make sure to visit the program pages directly from the institutions. The final tip I have for everyone pursuing residency is to really take your time with the application. It may seem like a very, very simple tip, but it's very important, because once you've prepared all the materials that you're going to be uploading into the system, there are also going to be plenty of text fields and sections that you will have to enter information into. Some basic information, such as your biographical data, so your contact information. Others will include details about your educational background, such as the colleges or institutions that you've attended, but there will be supporting information that you will need to provide that includes your experiences and provides a little bit more narrative behind the different roles you've held, whether you got credit for them, whether they were formal positions, or whether they were volunteer work, but you will be framing them in specific language that PASS, the application system, will provide for you and residency directors are looking for. So with this, I really advise people to plan for at least 2 or 3 hours to make sure you have to work on these sections. And before submitting anything, make sure you wrap up putting in the information one day, and then you go back to the application and you review everything that you've entered, whether it be documents you've uploaded or text that you've put in, with fresh eyes. And with those fresh eyes, then you can ensure that you've done everything diligently and professionally, and then you can plan to submit additional program materials if they require it, and then pay the fees that are required to be able to submit your application formally. Good luck to everybody in this process, and if you have any questions, reach out to us at Career Resources. Thank you.